Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage a passionate disability champion, Assistant Minister for Social Services, Senator the Honourable Mitch Fifield.
Well, thank you, Tim. And if you're my generation, you grew up with Tim Ferguson and the Doug Anthony All-Stars. And let's hear it for Tim Ferguson. In fact, Tim recently made an effort to join us in this building on a more permanent basis. You mightn't be aware, but Tim was a candidate for the Senate in New South Wales at the last election. And as the manager of government business in the Senate, I find myself lying in bed at night dreaming of the prospect of Senator Tim Ferguson, balance of power senator in the Australian Senate. But great to be with you, Tim. Can I also thank Shane for that very warm and generous welcome to country, and the amazing Rachel Learcar, supported on the dance floor by Paul and Sue Ellen. Thank you again for your wonderful performance tonight. I'd also like to acknowledge some special guests here this evening, starting with Jenny Macklin, the Shadow Minister for Families and Disability. And I want to acknowledge the incredible effort and work that Jenny Macklin put in to laying the foundations of the NDIS. We're also joined by Australia's patron of the International Day of People with Disability, Professor Ron McCallum. Senator Claire Moore, the Shadow Minister for Women, Carers and Communities, and Claire's also my opposite number as the Manager of Opposition Business in the Senate, and someone I've worked closely with in the Senate on social policy over the years. Also with us tonight is Gabe Brockman, the Member for Canberra. John Barilaro, the New South Wales Member for Monaro. And a friend to us all, Graham Innes. Good to see you, Graham. And ladies and gentlemen, many of you have travelled far and wide to be here tonight. Thank you for coming here for this very special occasion. We are tonight celebrating the achievements of an incredible group of 29 finalists who have each gone above and beyond the call of duty